Welcome to the Aisle, guys. This is episode 2, season 1. I am Dewan Knight. I've got my co-host here, Mr. Blake.
Hey y'all.
Today, I have a good friend of mine. We've known each other about 11 years now, 11, 12. It's been
11 already?
It's been 11.
Man, time to fly.
Because it was before you got married.
Yeah. 11 years.
Mr. Mike Akridge. Appreciate you coming to be
doing?
part of it.
Happy to be here. All right.
So give us a little bit about yourself, Mike, so
Yes,
people know who you are, where you're from, all that jazz.
Well, my name is Michael. I'm really from Nashville, but my hometown is Chattanooga, Tennessee. All my family's down there.
Chat.
Yep. I'm about to say something else, but Christian show. I'm about to say we call it Chattanooga. Anyway.
Yeah.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard chat rat.
Yeah, it gets rough in some areas, but
it's rough in a lot of areas in Chattanooga.
They don't
talk about it.
I'm a father of 3, a husband of 1 wife.
Husband of 1.
We're not gonna tell her this episode.
He's already prefaced.
Some people have 2, 3 wives, but no, I have 1 wife. And yeah, I've been just living here in Nashville for a while now, and I moved to San Antonio for a little bit, maybe about a year. But you would break a sweat going to the mailbox.
Man.
I got tired of that.
Texas is not the spot.
No. It's love down there, but I just came back and just been here.
My daughter went down there. She loved it, and she loved the food.
Yeah.
And all that, but I was like, I just don't want to be that hot all the time.
It's not
all the time.
You sweat, but there's dryness.
The dry heat. Yeah.
I couldn't breathe, but
couldn't breathe, but it was fun. It felt great.
It takes your soul away, man.
Exactly,
just go
honestly.
Oh yeah.
No exaggeration on it.
Yeah.
But I that's pretty much it. I'm just a hardworking man, Christian father, and just got 3 kids, 1 19, 2 in high school, 20. I mean, sorry, not 20. 16 and 14.
Yeah.
Lord help me.
Yeah.
It's doable.
This is the rough years.
Oh, yes.
It's doable.
Like I told you before, it'll all be great by the time they graduate.
You remember this used to be black?
Yep. Yeah. I remember when I had to look at pictures to remember when mine was black. It has not been black for a while.
I'm about to have the same hairstyle as you, man.
Yeah. The 50s.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Me and my hairline. Me and my hairline broke up.
The roaring 50s.
Yes.
The lower 50s.
Yes, so how has that been having high schoolers?
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. Sometimes you think it's going to get easier, but then it gets a lot of everything can be so dramatic sometimes.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yeah.
She used my brush, and then why are you using my brush? I just don't understand. And you're late for school for that because I'm fighting over the brush. And
buy another brush.
Right.
We'll solve this problem. We now have 2 brushes. The problem is they'll lose one of the brushes.
Exactly.
And it'll still be an argument.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
About why it's lost.
Yes.
And it's just going over the challenges like teaching them how to drive.
Yeah.
Teach them why you should work.
Yeah.
You're 16 now, so just get a job. But it's a lot of, but seeing them as a kid and getting to this point now is amazing. I see what older people say now, like the years fly by. They really do.
Yeah. Definitely do. Yeah, because my youngest daughter, she is 17, about to be 18, and it is...
Wow.
It is still sobering to think about. I look at pictures because we have the Google photos, so random memories come up, and I'm like,
right.
Where did this little kid go?
When she was in middle school at Oakland.
Oh, yeah.
Her hairspray?
Yes. Yeah.
Man, she was so little.
It doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
It does not, honestly.
Yeah. It's now she's a senior. She's driving. She's working. She's doing all the things.
She's a really good name.
Right. Yeah. It's very weird. And her being our last kid, it's hard because it's the other kids, they're adults, they did their thing, but we always had somebody at home.
Yeah. Right. Now
it's okay.
Nesters.
Yeah. We're close to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's up to Kaylee, she'll move out as soon as she can because she's just independent like that.
Yeah.
And of all our kids, she's the one who was like, when can I start working? When can I start working?
Right.
Because she just likes to do her own thing and have her own thing. So
Yeah.
that part hasn't been a struggle.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's always challenges, right? Like when your kids get to high school, they're open to so many things.
That's the scary part. You know, they
Yeah.
have so many different crowds of people, and you try to lead them in the right direction. They just hope they listen.
Yeah.
You know, you have the people. I remember what's funny is they go to the same high school that I met their mother at.
Gotcha.
And I remember the crowds of people we had. They say it's worse, but I think it's the same.
Yeah.
It's always been bad.
It's always been bad.
So you can hang out with the gangsters over here. You can hang out with the nerds, the jocks. You know, you just have to find your own crowd.
Yep.
You know. So they definitely have found their niche. They're bringing new friends around. Like,
Right.
oh, okay, so that's where you got that from. Okay.
Now I see the problem. I understand.
Right. Becky with the good hair is over here. Okay. All right. Where's the bed? Where's the bed at? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's all you need. Just a good. Anyway.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I feel you. So Blake, you are at elementary or middle school that you work at? Elementary.
Conglomerate. I work at a K-6 school, so we have middle schoolers.
Right.
Middle school age kids, but it's elementary school.
Gotcha.
How's that?
Man, it is what it is. Honestly, I mean, it's just this. I teach lessons sometimes, and you guys were talking about how it's kind of like the same.
Yeah.
I tell my kids all the time. I did a lesson on bullying, and I tell my kids all the time. I said, you guys kind of live in a different world because kind of what you say isn't as important as how someone felt about what you said.
Yeah.
So you can say something, being completely joking, but if the person doesn't think you're joking or take it that way, they get easily offended.
Yes.
So over anything. So,
Right.
I literally was teaching a third grade class, and this little boy, his mom works in the front office, but he piped up and he was like, "Well, my mom, when she was in school, some boy was messing with her, and she like punched him in the face and bloodied his nose." The teacher was like, "Well, he had it coming. Would that be okay?" I said,
"Yeah,
you can try a prison, babe. I don't. You might be going to jail.
It's not gonna fly.
It's not gonna fly."
Yeah.
Man, you look at somebody wrong, and it's like, but I mean, kids are. Yeah, I don't know. Kids are. It's very interesting. I feel like I have a job where I do my job, but it looks different every day depending on like what happens and where kids are at.
No day is the same. Yeah, I can see that.
But I mean, kids are always changing. They're growing, changing.
Yeah, they are.
Not the same last week. Not the same day. They'll kind of different.
They'll change in the day.
Man,
well, he's
saying, Big Daddy, you're so normal yesterday.
Right. What happened? Go back home.
9 different personalities.
Man, what's going on?
Who are you?
Yeah. It's like my kids wake up one way. It's like, okay, well, let's try that again. And then they come home a whole different way. I'm like, who is this person?
Yes.
Like, you're a whole different person from a few hours ago when you left to this person you've come home as. So it's...
The communication can be, and you ask them, hey, what's wrong? Nothing. It's always,
yeah, it's my present day 33 though.
It's always nothing.
Yeah.
Why you look like that? I don't know.
Now, me, I personally, I don't have kids. I don't have kids personally, but I've noticed that kids, they've had difficulty really, really saying how they feel.
Yes.
So I asked a kid, like, well, why did you, tell me more about, why you did what you did.
Right.
Well, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I did that. And I'm like, what were you feeling? And they're like, I don't know. And they struggle to give you, I was mad, or I was frustrated, or I was angry. Mm-hmm. They can't find those feeling words. They just react.
They don't know how to articulate their feelings into words.
They don't have the words for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Either act or what they're thinking trip them up. So.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things spinning in their minds, and they don't have a way to say it, and a lot of times because they're experiencing it for the first time. Like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't feel this way. And then there's like, well, I shouldn't talk about it because I shouldn't feel this way.
Right. It's always thoughts and actions.
Yep.
That's their wheelhouse.
But when you get older, they're starting to realize things that they did not notice as kids.
Right.
And that's what I've been kind of struggling sometimes with the kids. There's a word that, this is why I keep looking at my notepad. I had to write it down.
Yeah.
The theodicy, not theology, the study of God, but theodicy, Theodicy.
Mm-hmm.
This is to seek to show that it is reasonable to believe in God despite evidence of evil in the world, and offers framework which can account for what evil exists. So what that means is people, we believe in God,
right?
But there's still so much evil in the world,
right?
So how do you explain to your child, for example, last week a man got out of the house, but the kids died in the house on this fire,
right?
And my kid was asking me, so how is God? How do you explain to me why would God allow that to happen if there is a God?
Right. Yep.
Pretty much that means the evidence of a good God in an evil world.
Yep.
And yeah, it's pretty hard to explain something like that to children. That's about
you want to try it, Blake?
Like we literally just talked about this.
I'm sorry, it's called theodicy.
Theodicy.
You're right.
Well, my
word, man. Look at it. Look. I wrote it down. Like, you don't be making that stuff, man.
No, it wasn't.
Trying to sound smart.
Right.
Saturday?
Today is Saturday.
Tomorrow is Sunday, y'all.
Yeah. Every time, every day, every week.
Thursday night we had our men's group. We were kind of talking about how, just talking about the realm of spirituality and like spiritual maturity and all that kind of stuff. Now, I've always been of the mind to where when I'm explaining like the whole why the bad things happen to good people argument, it's not really. I mean, it's like for me, it's not an argument because I've been walking the way for a while now. But I defaulted to we live in a fallen world, so like sin exists. That's why evil is here. God doesn't technically allow things to happen. God's not punishing you because you're a terrible person. He's already kind of warned you. In this world, you will have trouble. So like that's going to be a thing. It's a given.
Yeah. Right.
Bad things are going to happen to good people because there's sin in the world like this. The world is fallen. So that's my go-to.
Right.
Yeah. And there's layers.
It also helps me not have to have an explanation for everything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that happened. Okay, well, I understand that evil exists. Sin is in the world, so it's going to be imperfect.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you don't know where the root of that sin is coming from.
Right.
Like when you try to explain that to people, like, oh, well, that happened because of this. Like you can't really do that.
Right.
Because you don't know, like we know there are generational curses and generational things. Right. Like you don't know what that family has been through and what they've dabbled in. Like, so you can't explain it.
Hates me.
Right.
Right. And sometimes it could be an issue
like
God hates me. Look what's going on. Or other people looking at you and say, "Look at what you did, man. You got to be doing something wrong."
Right.
But look at Job.
Yeah.
He did nothing wrong. He was blameless. He wasn't sinless, but he was blameless. And he lost. He went through everything. He lost everything. Lost all the kids. I mean, and he had double for his trouble. But that process in between, was hard.
Oh yeah.
And it was pretty much just to develop him more. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say is the kids are getting to the point where they're asking, like when they were little, they asked why.
Yeah.
And now they're asking, but why is this when this happens? Why is this when that happens?
Right.
It's more intelligent questions. And it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's a good.
It's a good question. Let me
go
figure that out.
Yeah, exactly. Let me go figure that out. Where your mom at? Where your mom at? Hey,
right.
Get this one.
I think it's great.
I gotta go to work.
Because for me personally, growing up, asking them the why questions was not okay.
Yeah.
It's like because I said so. But honestly, even when it came to the things of God, it's just like don't ask questions, but don't question God.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Don't question.
Right. I feel like if you're not asking God questions, how do you make your faith personalized? How do you really get to know the Son?
Right.
If you're not asking questions. Right.
Right.
God welcomes questions because He has all the answers.
Right.
Questions don't scare Him.
I'm afraid, like what you said, just don't question God. Don't say this, don't say that. Just to go with it. As soon as they turn 18, turn 19, they go out that door and they rebel.
They rebel
because they never had an understanding of why I do this for the Lord or what the Lord is.
Yes.
Daddy just said do it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. And that's bad salvation, not theirs. So.
Exactly.
They need to work it out for themselves.
I explained it as, how would you know what good is if there was no evil?
Right.
There wouldn't be no good. It'd just be normal.
It'd just be everything the same. Yeah.
It'd be every day. There wouldn't be no free will. So
I mean, and that's part of the explanation, right? You got free will. Like people are free to be idiots if they want to be an idiot. They're free to make bad choices. They're free to go out and hurt people if that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like God gives us free will, and it's up to us to handle that correctly.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And to understand our job is to care for each other. It's not to harm each other. It's not to take from each other. It's not to, I'm going to try to be better than you. Like if we understand the simple concept that we're in this together,
Yeah.
it would change a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
But we're so busy, like I'm trying to get here and I'm trying to get there, and you're stepping on people to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
let's just be real. We saw that a lot in the black community. When people started getting elevated, man, they step on everybody and just leave everybody behind. It's like, well, bro, what about us? Like,
and some
you forget about us.
And some people that actually do it the right way, but then you have the crab in the bucket mentality.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he did everything right. He put this person on. He put that person on.
Yeah.
But then there's still that one guy, like, man, you know what? He think he
all that.
He think he all that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe he is. Why don't you take notes?
Right.
You know,
do the work.
Like,
do the work.
You know, you don't know what he went through. You don't know how hard he worked, how many sleepless nights he may have had, or the hustle he put in.
Oh yeah.
And people think it's going to happen overnight, whatever. But I think we need to get past that crab in the bucket mentality.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, everybody's got to do their part and understand. Like, if I want to get there, I need to, like you said, figure out, okay, what did he do? You know, instead of, like, I'm not saying, man, let's just give everybody handouts. What I'm saying is, man, let's build each other up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not just, like, I'm trying to ask you for advice and you, like, you figure it out. Like, I don't need that. Like, just answer the questions. Like, what did you do? How did you get here?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What connections did you use? What processes did you use? That's the stuff I want to know.
Right.
Educate me so I can go out and do my thing.
So I can do it on my own.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing that's missing a lot of times. And like, even on that sense, like we're talking about our kids and things of that nature, like educating them on who God is.
Right.
And giving them space to learn who he is for themselves. Right? Like for my older kids, I did not understand how to do that. And with Kaylee, I have learned, you know, through mentors and different things, how to do that.
Yeah.
So it's allowed me to give her space to make mistakes.
Yeah.
While she's here in our home, because we can help her walk through those mistakes.
Right.
Which was not the culture.
Right.
Whenever your kids were older.
No, it wasn't.
Mine was, my dad was like perfection. Like,
yes. You do what I say and that's it.
Yeah.
And don't ask any questions.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the way I was raised.
I was raised by old school myself. My grandmother and grandfather. Do what I say, not as I do.
Absolutely.
That's my grandfather because he was a little rough around the edges.
Right.
But my grandmother, she walked the line, you know.
Yeah.
And you better not talk back.
Oh yeah, most old school granddads are like that. Like you get knocked out before you realize it. You're like,
present day, my kids that are used to having conversations,
right?
But get these subs or these people from the old school that want to just like, you're gonna do what I say because I'm the adult and you're the kid.
Yeah.
My kids, they bucket that. They don't really take what I say. So it takes me coming in and being like, listen, some adults just don't appreciate conversation.
Yeah.
So you just have to be like, just keep your head low, like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Just kind of like, and go about your way. But some people just don't. If you need to talk to an adult about that issue, come find me. But some people don't like back and forth. If they ask you to do something, just do it. If you don't like it, come find us Ravens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't talk back on it in the office.
How long have you been teaching?
This is my third year at school counseling. I've been in childcare for like probably more than a decade.
Wow.
Working after school care and stuff.
You like it? You like that?
It's all right.
Yeah. Kids.
I enjoy it. It's my purpose. I feel like it's my purpose. It's my purpose. Even if I don't enjoy it, it's all right.
It's the thing I'm doing.
Right.
Just accept it.
That's what I do right now. I don't want to think about it, Mike. Right. Listen, man.
I don't know why you brought it up, Mike.
Man. It's been 3 long years. I have to go back Monday. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm trying not to think about it.
Yes.
Yeah, man. But raising kids right now, like, even when we decided to have another kid, like me and my wife had conversations like, I don't know if I want to raise another kid in this world the way it is now and the way it's going.
Yeah.
And that's a real conversation we had before we had our last kid.
Conversation.
Yeah. It was just like, there's just so many challenges for kids and so many things that are placed in front of them that say, no, follow this and do this and act this way and you can do this. And it contradicts what we're trying to teach them in our Christian home.
Right.
And so they're always asking this question, well, why? Everybody else is doing it. and they seem fine.
They
But
seem
what they
fine.
don't, they seem fine.
They seem fine right now.
Right.
But later down the line, it'll be a whole nother
and you don't
story.
even see what they're like at home. Like, they might be all this and that at school, and they get home and their home situation sucks. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we talk a lot about, just snapshots. Like, you can't judge somebody's life on a snapshot.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know their past. You don't even really know their present. You just know that moment of you interacted with them or you saw them, and you try to paint a story of their whole life. Like, we just do it all the time. Like, we do it to celebrities. Like, oh, well, he was like, you realize he's acting in a movie. Like, that's not who he is.
Right.
But people try to paint this picture of, oh, he's a nice person. He's this. I can't believe he did that. Like, you don't know them.
Yeah, people like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, he killed himself. Some people, they have all the money and they be out here funny and seem like they're living a life and be miserable on the inside.
Yeah. Because we don't know him. You're like, oh, he's such a good person. You don't know that.
Right. Yeah. You don't know that at all. You just see like an image of them. Your real self is at home.
Yeah.
It's really what we call it. Who you really are is character.
Yes.
But the person that you put out there in the world is just your conduct, as you would put it.
Yeah.
The way you just carry yourself.
That mask.
The mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll even go to say that not allowing kids to ask questions about things leads them to, it purports to people like that they go towards me with high rails. Well, I can't ask questions, let me look somewhere else to get my questions answered. I can't.
Right.
My parents won't put up with that. Can't ask them anything. So let me look to these high rails and to these people for an example. I think that just
and they could be completely wrong.
Correct.
Yeah. Or you can go online and look at, everything.
Correct. It's accessible all the time.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube, probably YouTube, and let's be honest, some people are on there talking crazy. Like, that's not right.
Yeah, that's not right.
What God you talking about?
Right, the fake Jesus. A lot of people talking about the fake Jesus.
Jesus.
Just made that up. Thanks.
Don't
repeat that.
Trademark.
Hashtag Jesus.
Jesus.
What year?
Don't praise him.
You noodles.
I can't deal with you, Blake.
No.
I cannot.
Blake, you want any kids of your own?
Same. I don't know. For that very question,
don't do it.
I don't know.
Don't do it.
Mike
currently as it sits, I have 968
Mike with
kids.
Zero encouragement. Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's not.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's from the government.
It's gonna steal your soul.
Ooh, yes. Kids are robots. Can't trust them.
No, it's really a blessing though. It's good and bad.
I mean, the Bible talks about it. It's a blessing.
And the years fly by.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
The years fly by.
We'll see. Dad's asking the same thing, so we'll see.
Man, well, yeah.
I will say it's worth it.
Yes.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. It's some nights you don't sleep well, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Some nights hurt us most.
Yes. It's definitely worth it. Like, raising a human being, man, and watching them grow and develop and just be able to go out and do their own thing, like watching them develop their character and their personality. Like, it's just awesome, man. It is to be part of that, and that God has given us the opportunity to be part of that.
Yeah.
Right. It's a huge responsibility, man. Like, if we're really being honest, and especially as Christian fathers, right? Like, our thing is, I'm protecting my kids.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's so many things that as a father, I have to be on guard about. Like, not even just the physical things that you see, but the spiritual things, right? The mental attacks that our kids go under.
Mental health is crazy.
Right. The mental ones that you won't see. You won't
see that. And I don't mean to harm, but I think sometimes with the mental health, I think a lot of people are just jumping on the bandwagon now. It's a big deal, but I think some people are just making up mental health.
Yeah.
So we got to also address, and I hope they'll be taken in the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I hope that we are allowing kids to express themselves and to be open with coming out with mental health.
Yeah.
but not crying wolf at the same time either.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
A lot of people will default to mental health to avoid accountability.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, exactly. They use it. Well, it's just my mental health. Like, no, you just bad.
You just acting out, bro.
You just bad. You need to sit down.
No, Jackson with an X. You're just bad.
No, you hit him with a stick because you're bad. Like,
Yeah.
It's not your mental
It
health.
was not your That was your choice.
You cracked Jimmy upside the head 7 times.
Yeah, you did that.
That was your choice.
That was your choice.
Right. I can see the first time you hit him 7 times.
Yeah. That wasn't a breakdown. That was intentional, bro.
Man.
Like, that's not mental health.
That's going to lock you up 7 times. You lock you up, bro. Like, obviously, you had nothing.
Go to the judge and say that now it's my mental health. Okay, life.
I had a breakdown. Well, we're gonna break it down for you.
Right. Let's break it down for you.
Yes.
Real fast.
Real quick.
You're going to jail.
Yeah. 10 to 20.
Tennis winning, okay.
We broke it down for
And
you
we're going to work on your mental health.
while you're there.
While you're there.
Yeah.
And convert to Islam. But don't play.
Or are you?
Not easy, you know?
I'm just kidding. We're Christians around here.
Yes, that's right.
Christians.
But it's all of those things, right? In raising kids, and like I said before, these are lessons I've learned later that I wish I had known earlier.
Yeah.
And it's why we need to have these conversations about stuff like this, is because a lot of times people just don't think about it.
Yeah.
And like for my parents, it wasn't a thing where they grew up talking about it. It wasn't an environment that they were in.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was, man, we're just gonna work. We're gonna work. We're gonna take care of the family. We're gonna pay the bills, and we didn't have talks about mental health or people being in this space of, man, I'm feeling bad about myself, or I'm feeling bad about life right now. And just those type of challenges and hurdles we didn't have conversations about
because it was kind of viewed as being weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my grandfather, at least he act tough. I mean, just hit you in the chest, like.
Oh yeah.
Man, well, you got attitude? Pow.
Pow. I don't anymore. I can't breathe.
But,
Thank you.
Right, exactly.
No more attitude. No, never again.
It's gone.
I won't even look your direction.
Nope.
Look it up.
Yep.
But with me, it was looked upon as being weak.
Yep.
Or being soft, and so we kind of held our feelings in.
Yep.
But that stuff makes you go crazy.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a lot of people in these psychiatric units are, if they would have had somebody to talk to,
Yep.
they probably wouldn't be there. Now, sometimes clinically imbalanced, and they ain't no helping that.
Yeah.
But they were just looked upon as weakness. So I know with me, I keep a lot of things inside.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm pretty, I think being declarative is one of my continual works that I have to work on myself. But for me, it's one of those things where I internalize things because I want to avoid conflict at all costs if I can.
Right.
But also, to some things, just I'm really good at choosing my battles. Sometimes too well. Sometimes I don't choose any battles, and I'm just like, why am I so frustrated? Like, what is going on? Passive aggressiveness. But I tell my kids, you need to let the emotions out, be authentic in the moment, because if you don't, it's going to come out somewhere else.
Yep.
Right.
So whether that's violence, whether it's it's going to come out.
Whether it's that stick upside the head.
I know.
Right.
And
Seven
you hit him
times.
7 times, man.
Yeah.
7 times.
Ain't nobody listening to me, so I'm
Nobody heard me. Wait.
I'm gonna bust him in the head.
Right.
I got 3 more. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and my wife may disagree with me, and she'll tell me later. I know I used to be terrible at just holding everything, and it would just build up until I was just super frustrated and irritated. I feel like I do a better job of it now, expressing it, whether it's with her or with other guys. I've got 2 or 3 guys that I can just pick up the phone anytime and call, and we talk through stuff.
You're on a podcast. I think you're doing great.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
And just having that.
You should have called me. Man.
I should have. You put me on block, I believe. I had
Wow.
Wow, I'm just playing.
Wow.
Look, Mike's like, wait a minute.
Saul.
He's like, wait a minute. I don't remember blocking you.
No, wrong mic, man.
We got the footage.
He's like, wait a minute.
I didn't know, man.
Run the tape back.
I didn't know.
But yeah, just you gotta have those people, right? And that's at every level, man. Even if you are a leader, you've got to have people that you talk to, and people that can keep you balanced and keep you in check. Also, so having those people in my life has made a huge difference in, honestly, my mental health.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm not holding all that stuff anymore, and I'm not just mad internally all the time.
Right.
And then my wife's looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" You know, I'm coming home. My kids are like, "What's wrong with Dad? Like, what's going on with him?" You know, but
nothing.
Nothing's wrong. Leave me alone.
Everyone, go back to your seats.
Just because I'm holding all this stuff in. Yeah. Probably sit down, shut up, eat your food.
Right.
But when you're holding all that stuff in, right,
dinner.
it boils up eventually. It comes out some kind of way.
It does.
Yeah.
Whether it's, you know, at home, whether it's on the job, whether it's wherever, it's gonna eventually show its face.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to deal with those type of things. And dealing with kids in that type of environment is just like, okay, if you're not healthy and dealing with your stuff, how can you help them?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
That was my thing.
If you can't help yourself.
Right.
Right.
So if I can't take care of me in a healthy way, I can't be there for my kid.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't show her how to walk through things. Right.
Right.
Like, I've got to actually do the work so then I can share how to do the work.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Be the example.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so if I'm telling you something, it's because I've already done it. You know, it's like me and her have different conversations about different things that she's seen or done. And I'm just like, listen, I've been there already. I've done all this. You know, I've had these thought processes and all these different things.
Right.
And this is what's not good. This is what is good. And this is how you navigate from one to the other in this part of your life. Right. But if you don't do the work and know how to do it, I can't teach my kid to do it.
Right.
You know, so again, it's one of those things that fall back on us as parents. Is I've got to be willing to work on myself, and then when I do that, I can then pass that on to my kid.
Right. And I think it's funny that you brought up this subject of, you know, it don't come with a handbook, pretty much.
Yeah.
A lot of mistakes I've made too as well. I know one of my issues was I held a lot of things in.
Yeah.
So it has to come out some way.
Yeah.
So on my off day, man, where the beer at?
Right.
Where the drinks?
Right.
Yeah.
Where to look at? Yeah.
It's amazing. I will say, I make observation as a non-parent. I feel like even if parenting did come with an actual manual, I feel like it would not be sufficient because every child is intrinsically different.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Even if they're the same, they're still different.
It would be the biggest
book
ever.
There's no ABC, you know. There's A, Z,
ABCs,
G.
the alphabet.
Yes.
Hold on, let's make up an alphabet.
Right.
We would have letters out there.
We'd have to go Chinese alphabet at that point because we need more letters.
But one of my issues was
nice.
The things I was holding in, like maybe that's not so important.
Right.
I can keep that in. When I drink, I will say it.
Yeah.
You know,
Gotcha.
and that's when I realized maybe drinking, I wasn't abusive as far as physically and things like that.
Right.
But
yeah.
verbally, I could be like, you know, it's not what we talked about that. It's not what you say, but how you say it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would turn around and be like, okay, pick that up. Pick it up.
Right.
You know.
It will scare me. Dang.
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are yelling, I mean,
I wasn't ready. I was like, dang.
And it would just come out like that.
Yeah.
You know, but
Same.
I had to get a grip on that as well. And I was just actually thumbing. I'm not trying to be an intellectual or anything, but man, he's trying to so smart of it. But I was reading over through John 15, verse 9 through 17.
Give us the word. Give it to us.
And it's a lot. So I'm like, why did I write all this down? All right. As the Father loved me, I also have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. Just as I kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may remain in you, that your joy may be full. This, so that you won't be confused, because he just said a lot. So he made it very clear right here.
Yeah.
Right.
This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you.
Yeah.
I underlined this. See, so
I believe you.
Yeah. So greater love has no one than this, that he lay down one's life for his friends. You are my friends, and if I do whatever I command you, no longer do I call you a servant. I also I'm sorry. I call you. I do not call you a servant, for a servant does not know what the master does. But I call you my friends.
Yeah.
Basically, what they're saying is love.
Yeah.
Show love.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times with my kids, we have issues right now because of the times when I was drinking and I would just snap off and be like I just scared you just a moment ago.
Right.
You know,
I'm traumatized.
Yeah, man. So they are too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Emotional, daddy.
Yeah. Daddy hates me. I'm doing the homework. See? And it's not the fact that I told him to do the homework, but it's the way I said it.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I don't drink anymore, of course, but thank God. But
yeah, absolutely.
But it's still times where I raise my voice.
Yeah.
Because as a man, sometimes you have to do that. Like, okay, then I listen to mom, and all right. So listen, you want to clean your plates, you want to wash the dishes,
right.
And anyway, that past of me yelling,
right,
when I was drinking, kind of clicks some bad memory,
right.
And that's where I'm trying to overcome that with them as well, trying to reestablish a better relationship with them because of that.
Yeah.
Nobody can change the past, but we can move forward, and it's hard.
It is hard.
As much as you want people to not throw it in your face, that memory is still there.
Oh yeah.
And if you want them to be honest, they're going to throw it in your face.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the words that stuck out in that scripture to me that you read was abide. And I think as a parent, as a non-parent, watching parents parent, you have to spend time with your kids.
Yeah.
You have to allow them to feel comfortable to ask you questions, to be open, to be vulnerable, to be transparent with you, because they'll find it somewhere else if you're not. But you have to abide. You have to spend time with them because absentee parentism is a killer to this day and age. You throw your kid on a tablet, or you throw them in sports. You do anything to keep them busy so you can do what you need to do.
Right.
It's killing kids, honestly. Not having times with not abiding with their parents is killing kids today. They are just not. It's just they just don't know. They're just looking at anything else.
Yeah.
YouTube channel, anything.
Anything.
To get direction and to get that parenting that they need from their actual parents.
So, and you actually have to allow them to be comfortable. Yeah.
You have to. Yeah. But in those uncomfortable times, they still know there's a comfort. I know that.
Absolutely.
Get at me, but I still can talk to them about this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it makes those tough conversations easier to have.
Yeah.
It's like, again, with our youngest, it's something that we have both learned how to do better that we didn't do very well earlier on. But over time, and thank God for mentors and leaders and pastors that have taught us the things that we need to know and how to use those things. And it makes all the difference, man, because when you have the easy conversations, the hard ones they're not easy. They're still hard, but that you can actually have them.
Yeah.
Right. Like there was a season with our youngest daughter, where trying to have those hard conversations was very difficult for her because emotionally she's got all these emotions that she's feeling based on whatever happened. And she's not really sure how to say it. So she's frustrated and then just wouldn't say anything, and so then
don't know how to say it and just shut down.
Yeah. And, so we're like, okay, well, we need you to talk. And so working through those repeatedly got to a place where now we can have those tough conversations, but you got to walk through that.
Yeah.
And you can't just be like, well, I'm just not going to try to talk to you anymore. You still have to keep pushing that button and get them used to it, because we've had tough conversations as adults. That's how we got here.
Exactly.
Right. But they haven't. And so being able to give them space to be like, okay, there would literally be times we would just sit here and it'd be 30 minutes would pass and she'd be crying or whatever. And it's just like, whenever you're ready, we're going to wait for you to be ready, because it means something to us to be able to have a conversation with you about what you're feeling, what you're going through. Right. But it wasn't easy. I'm sitting here bro, if you don't say something about that, if we're just being honest.
Man, the game almost over.
Right.
We would cry. My friend Cass and his mom. We would cry. She'd be like, dry up.
We ain't doing all that. You better sit up in that chair.
Dry up. It's so funny.
Yeah. So it's stuff, man. We got to learn as parents, and like you said, the manual would be pointless because every kid is different. Like there's kids I can talk a certain way to that I can't talk to the other kid that way, or they just have a complete meltdown.
Yeah, because it's such a different person, different personalities.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I'm sure you experienced that with 2 girls.
Yes, Lord. Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
One of them you can kind of talk to kind of firmly, and
Right.
If you do that, it'll be a complete shutdown. I can't believe you
Right.
said that.
I can't believe you yelled at me.
Why is my life? Why am such a disgrace? Like stuff
Not
like
disgrace.
that. Like, what? I didn't say that. What?
How did you translate that to disgrace?
The message.
I just said, do your homework.
Right.
Such a disgrace.
I'm a failure. Thanks, Dad.
Right. It's all your fault. I guess. I don't know. But, they don't really realize that we are learning, as parents, we're learning too.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
We're learning too because it doesn't come with a manual. It's like, well, maybe I'm going to do that anymore. But
Yeah.
I tell my kids that. I said, your parents are people too.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody's got to have patience.
Yeah. We all have to have patience, and we all have to learn to have patience for one another.
Yeah.
Don't have to abide.
Yes.
And
I think it even goes back. It even goes back to what you said, Blake, as far as parents need to spend time with their kids.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, how can I when we need to have tough conversations, how can I have those if we never spent time together?
Because they really don't know you.
Yeah. And you don't know the kid. Like
Right.
you don't know your kid doesn't know you because y'all don't spend time talking at all.
Y'all just in the same house.
Yeah.
Same building.
You feed them, you buy them clothes, and you have a birthday party and a Christmas and
when the school be calling, I know my kid.
Yeah, I know my kid.
I know my kid did.
My kid wouldn't do that.
My kid wouldn't do that.
Well, they did. So, I'm like, well, they did. No.
Do you know your kid's middle name?
Right.
Let me show you the video.
So you mean my kid hit him 7 times inside the head?
Right. Your son bad.
So
Man.
We've been telling him for months.
Learn the whole J. And I'm like,
I know he has mental health, but he only hit him 7 times.
Well,
it was an 8. It was an 8 times.
It was an 8. Like, he did stop.
Did he take his medicine today?
Man, yeah.
He takes medication.
Yeah.
It's wild. But I will say, because I know you have an older son, boys are completely different. Like it's a completely different parenting game.
Yeah.
Because
better, even.
like it is for a while, but then there's a point where manhood starts to kick in, and it's like, okay, you want a buck? Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight?
But you're gonna need your own place to do that.
Exactly.
Right? Like you get to a point like your daughters, like it's much easier. Like they got their things, and most of it is drama related. That's just unfortunately how it is.
A lot of times it's really small, but when they get to the point where they're grown, and they want to be grown in your house, then it's time for them to go ahead and get their own house. You know?
They got to find their own space.
Yeah, because before it be a bigger issue that blows up, like, okay, well, I still got it, so you want to get knocked down your steps. But
it's an
invitation. He hit every single step.
Every step, all the way down. All 17.
I told you, boy. Old straight.
Yep.
But yeah, it's different. But most of the time, things have been easier with him. You know, you can just have a conversation with him. You get it. That's it.
Yep.
Sometimes with the girls, sometimes you have to do a lot of emotional check.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that, but this is how it makes me feel. Well, you still have to eat your vegetables.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I understand because it's healthy, but you make me feel like I can't make my own decisions. Like it's a bunch of
some of these decisions you can't make. That's why I'm your dad.
Right. That's why I'm the adult, and that's why you're the child.
You're learning to make decisions.
And then they flip the whole thing around. Well, that's why I can't talk to you because I'm telling you to eat your vegetables.
Right.
So now you have to really think about it. Okay, did I say something wrong? No, hold on.
No.
No. I see what you did.
Yeah, you gotta get in here.
You're not gonna trick me.
You better put some cheese on that broccoli.
Devastated. The melty kind too. Like,
Right,
it's not enough to have the shredded.
right, now you can buy Velveeta.
Yes.
Name brand.
Go ahead.
I used to eat the box of cheese that just say cheese. Anyway,
Oh yes.
The box of cheese.
a box of cheese. So you don't know nothing about that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to eat the cube cheese. Like I used to like the box of cheese. I would eat that.
So
Like
you got the fancy cheese.
Okay, so listen, there's a box
Mm-hmm.
in the projects. You used to have these.
powdered cheese.
No, we had it too, but it's like a box.
That powder cheese.
It's like it come in a pack. It's a real. It's like a block of cheese,
Mm-hmm.
and you can cut it, and you can shape it into what you want it to be. But it's like a block of cheese,
like Velveeta does current day.
Yeah, but it wasn't like Velveeta, man.
Not,
it was like
it was nasty.
It was
like,
Section 8 cheese.
It's like wax.
It was less than
Sorry,
that.
y'all. No?
It was. I don't know what that was.
It was Section 8.
Well, that's what I was like. So it's given Section 8.
Section 5.
It was Section 8.
So in this description, I'm like,
that was like Section 4. It was horrible.
Not half of 8.
I don't think that was cheese. I don't think
it was.
I don't know what that was, but
that was a party.
It was like recycled plastic.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
Fiberglass.
Like it would take forever to melt. You'd have to warm that stuff up for a minute.
Man,
never mind. I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I'm not even home anymore.
Right.
Well, thank God for the 90s. Couldn't be me. No, I was kidding.
No.
We had it rough, but look what we had now.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me ask you this. Like we talked about the kids and parenting them. Let's talk about the aspect of how that affects our relationships with our spouses. Right? Like, if I do something out of pocket, I got to now deal with her response to me doing something out of pocket with the kids that she's like, well, why'd you say that? Or why'd you do that? Because I needed to say it.
Yeah,
like,
man.
well, you shouldn't have said it that
Michael,
way.
You're up.
So then,
on my phone.
So then it's like, okay, well, how should I have said it? You know, and we had back and forth about that. Like, well, in my mind, I'm like, they all right?
Yeah,
like, they okay. And she's like, no, it's not. They're not okay.
Yeah.
You know, so just the aspect of, okay, now we're raising kids, but now we two different people raising kids together. How do you navigate that?
I mean, it's still rough for me too as well. That's the last argument I think I had with my wife was about that.
The kids.
Yeah, are you my house, man?
No.
Okay.
We're dealing with the same thing.
How do you know, man?
Like, he actually told me he has speakers at your house, actually. Before you got here, now.
Been watching you for a while.
I mean, you had said, you remember that one you said, no?
That was the last argument we had. Now, this one, I was sober.
Which is good.
That's what made me bring up the subject about, you know, the trauma of the past.
Right.
From drinking. One of mine, I asked him to come here so I could have a conversation with him, and she was just kind of bucking to me a little bit, bucking in front of her mom. And I'm just like, why are you talking to me like that?
Right.
And then, afterwards, like, man, who you talking to? Who you talking to? Like,
it just went up a level.
It just went up a level. I didn't realize I was being loud, but it brought us, I was loud.
Yeah.
But I think, now that one was justified.
Yeah.
To me.
Sometimes they are.
To me.
Sometimes my default was just...
To me.
That was justified.
Right. To me. Because, I did a breathalyzer and everything. I was sober.
Right. Sober, sound mind.
Right.
Yes.
Should have got something
else,
like,
all of that.
Yes.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Like, sometimes what I consider a regular conversational, we're working through something tone, what my wife had to teach me was that's not a normal, regular conversational tone.
Right.
Like, if I'm just talking to some guys like, man, and we working through something, like, it might get loud. But nobody's like, oh, bro, what you trying to do? You trying to start something? No, that's just how we would work through stuff.
That's how me and we talk,
Right.
Like we bark a little bit. Like, but it's not like I'm trying to attack you or anything. We just, that's how we talk.
Yeah. And so I had to learn, I'm still trying to learn how to do that. Like, even conversations with my spouse, it's like, okay, maybe I was too loud. Maybe I was too, out there with whatever I was trying to express or say.
Yeah.
We are learning to have those healthy conversations of, that tone wasn't okay. What you said wasn't okay. How you said it wasn't okay. And so I am learning, and it's always a process, man. Like but I am learning, like, okay, I'm not talking with my guys. Like, I gotta change. Right. I'm talking to the kids. Yeah. I'm talking to my wife. Right. Yeah. And it's hard. Like, you almost have to be able to live in two different worlds.
It feels like that sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Because you have to, it's like a switch you have to cut on off.
Yeah.
When you're out here going in the world, and out here in the world, you got to be kind of like, But man, hey, you at the grocery store. Hey, let me get that. Let me get
Right. Yeah.
Hey, you jumped in front of me or whatever the case. Yeah, work. And you're doing your job. You know when you're telling your workers what to do. You gotta, you know, you can be like, hey,
do you mind?
Do you mind?
No, this is what you need to do.
Can you please?
Do you mind?
Nah,
Do you mind?
Hey, do you mind?
Bow.
No, but anyway.
Wrong podcast.
No, you can't do it. You can't do that. You gotta like
slide it
because they won't do it.
They won't do it.
They won't do it, or they'll do it when they feel like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have to be assertive.
Yeah.
And that's that's my problem. Being a lot of times during my childhood, I was kind of shy.
Yeah.
And my grandfather beat that out. Not beat me up. He didn't whip me, but he just always speak up, open your mouth, and
right.
You know, like why are you hollering at me?
Well, easy.
Okay.
Easy.
So I got
relax.
Chill. But I didn't say that.
Right.
Because I wouldn't be here now.
You wouldn't be here today, honestly, yeah.
No.
I would have been dead 7 times.
No, Michael.
Yes. Yeah. You'd have had to resurrect.
Right.
Man.
But being assertive sometimes is what's necessary, and then you go home and you have to show the tender side, the man part of you.
Yep.
You know, it's out there in the world, a tough guy, you know, that's what you got to throw out there in the world. But coming home, you have to show your family the tender side.
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
Yeah.
So when you ask me, how do you do it? I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
It's rough, man.
Yeah.
Because that's the last argument. That's what I meant. The last argument that I had with my wife was about that.
Yeah.
Well, then why did you say it like that? Why you jumped up and? I mean, I didn't jump up. I thought I calmly stood up and stood to my, and I just said what I said.
Yeah.
I didn't curse. I didn't, you know. But it's just like the neighbors heard you, and they were like, "Well, they shouldn't be listening." I mean,
yeah, they should be listening.
Close your windows.
Close your windows. I told you. Like,
right.
What's wrong with you?
It's cold outside.
Go outside. Go rake some leaves, man.
Yeah, do something. Stop listening over here.
I think it's too. I think I had a situation one time where I was with my friend's parents. We were going to this worship service, and her dad is very absent-minded. He can be very just like all over the place. He's very scatterbrained. So his wife clearly is like his rock. She reminds him of stuff, keeps him in check kind of sometimes. But I couldn't tell you to this day. He said something to me that I internalized, don't talk about much. He said, I don't even know what he said, but like we were walking into the venue, and he just catches up with me. He's like, "Hey, apparently I said this, and she said that you could have taken it the wrong way, or like I said it the wrong way." I'm not thinking twice about it. I'm like, bro, no, I didn't think that at all. But his wife was the one to call him out and be like, "You shouldn't have said that. This, you should have really like watched what you said. Like, you need to go apologize." But he didn't realize that.
But she took it that way when he said it.
Yes.
So she thought that you would take it that way.
He would have been like, but I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking about the way he was thinking about it.
Yeah, because y'all two men. And she took it as a woman. Like, well, that was hurtful.
Yeah. So I think you have to work as a partner. Like the parenting is like, even when you're raising kids, has to be a partnership.
Exactly.
And you're always on the same team.
Yes.
Even when the kids put you against each other.
Yeah. They're always on the same
team. Just know that.
And you have to watch that part.
Oh,
how do you handle it? Well, I shouldn't be asking the question, but I've been working on this, trying to get her to see. I think they're playing us against each other, baby.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you know, like think about this. I think like she's a nurturer, and you know, she's more concerned with their feelings on this and that. But sometimes the kids are smart, man.
Oh yeah, very smart.
Yeah. And I was just the next day I thought about something, and I was like, I thought about the situation, like, and they was up there laughing about it.
That's boring.
Don't get caught up about it. It was all playing. That whole thing was playing.
We got him.
Got him.
You look dumb. No.
Got him again. And
there he goes.
And then I go trying to explain it to her, and she's not getting it.
Yeah.
So that's the part where the frustration comes in. Now we're against each other again because, like, no, I'm not. No, I thought about the whole situation, and then I heard them laughing about it because they were mad at one point. Then when they walked off, they were laughing. When me and you got to arguing about how I taught.
Right.
It was all planned. Or I wouldn't say it was planned, but there's been a lot of situations like that.
Yeah.
Where they play us against each other, and it's kind of hard to get them to see where we're coming from.
Yeah.
And then we can't be like we are in the world. When somebody don't get what we're saying, we have to be assertive again.
Right.
Then we go back into what I said.
Yep.
No, what I meant was, you know what I meant.
And then it gets nowhere. And everybody's just frustrated.
It's a whole different circle. Now you're going to bed. You shouldn't go to bed mad, but you know, come on, let's be real. You're going to bed mad.
Oh yeah, there's times. There's times you do.
You tired of talking about
Not
it.
enough hours in the day.
No.
Stay happy all the time.
No.
Right.
I need 36.
Sometimes you get on my nerves.
I need 36 hours.
Sometimes I'm on 9%, so I gotta recharge.
My battery's dead, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's over. Yeah, I think like for us starting to recognize those things, our communication between me and my wife has to be very good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always good. And we're still learning how to make it good in certain areas. Like there's certain areas we communicate well, there's certain areas we don't. So all of that's a process that we work through. But if kids spot a gap between mom and dad's communication, they will jump right in that mud.
If they see a toe, or if they see just an inch, that's
backstroking.
Yeah,
they'll take them out.
Oh yeah,
backstroking.
Oh, got them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and even our grandkids will try it. The old as they starting to get older, they'll be like, let me see if I can slip in between Nani and Pawpaw. See if I can get my way in the middle of all this. Like,
Pawpaw said, "You had $20 to give me."
Right. Don't come at me. I know she didn't say that.
They do the thing where
they
ask you and then
then
they turn around and ask her in a different room.
Yep.
Get a different answer.
Yep.
And now y'all arguing.
Yep. Yeah. We always confirm. I'm just like, did you ask your mom? What did she say?
That's what we do.
Yep. And if I don't like the answer she gave me, I'm gonna call like, hey, what did you say?
This is what we do.
This is what she said, but I want to know what you really said. I want to make sure this is what you said. So it's that communication where you just like, no, I'm closing the door on this.
Yeah.
Like the enemy's not gonna work here in this way.
Not at all.
Yeah.
This is what we do. She was like, they'll ask her a question. She'll say, go ask him. They'll come ask me. I say, go ask her. They're like, well, she told me to ask you. Okay. I say no.
Right.
So that way we cover both bases.
Yeah. There's no here, it's no there.
And I'm not mean like that all the time, but it's just, okay, can you go to the party? Is that girl house? You know?
Right.
The girl
girl.
The girl that you got that from?
Yeah.
No.
No, we're not going there. No.
Are the parents there? No.
No, we're not doing that. Sorry. Mom doesn't need to be part of this. It's not happening. Nah. It's my job as protector. We're not going to that party.
You protect us. No. Can I go?
Because I don't have to bust in that house and cause problems to get you out. So no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Because I know me. I'm going to take care of my kids.
Exactly.
And they might be wrong, but I'm still take care of them.
Yeah. And you know what? Saying no, that way you know for sure that they're protected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. There's just things you're like, nah, we're not doing that. I know you're mad at me. It'll be all right.
It's been rough trying to, but I love it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for the world being a family man.
Yeah.
Because I know how it was when I was out here before that. And it's kind of depressing.
Yeah. It's very empty. It's very
in the club every weekend.
Right.
Bouncing to the same 3 songs.
Right. You see the same people every weekend.
Yeah.
Like, when you hear that? Yep.
Oh, man. Okay. All right, man.
You again, huh?
Right. We're still here.
Oh, man, you still ugly. Okay. All
yeah.
Right.
Wow. That's ugly. They look ugly. They look ugly.
I thought you grew out of it, man. Oh, man.
No, it's still the same.
Yeah,
still
man.
the same.
It's still ugly. Okay.
Yep.
All right, man. All right, man. Awesome. But, and then you're right back to Monday.
Yep.
Doing the same hustle and bustle. I don't know, man. It's just, it's worth it. I think you said it earlier. It's really worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
The wife and the family's worth it. It's ups and downs.
Yeah.
But there's more good times than bad.
Oh, yeah. By far.
Yeah.
And the thing that I have enjoyed on the back end of this is all the things that we've had to walk through, and good times, bad times, horrible times, all of that. It allows me to now be able to help other people.
Yeah.
And share in what they're going through and what they might be going through soon. When you start having kids and when your kids start getting to a certain age and, you've been married for a while. Right. And
you want the wisdom.
I'm just, my whole thing is like, I want to give it away.
Yeah.
Like if you know me, I'm going to give stuff away. Like,
one thing about Dewan,
I'm going to give it away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not holding it.
Yeah.
Like,
you were like that CarMax. Like,
it's just like, it's just me. Like, why hold on to it?
You can't take it with you.
No,
you can't. I
can't take the money with me. I can't take the wisdom with me. I can't take none of that. Like, the whole point of this thing is.
Well, listen, I like the car side, so.
Yeah, you can have Kaylee's car. The black one.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna speak for Kaylee. Nah. We trying to work out here. You welcome, Kaylee. You welcome. Thanks. You welcome.
You good giver, man.
Let me speak for her really fast, just real quick. Let me advocate real quick.
Let me slide in here.
Oh my goodness. I'm about to die.
No,
we're not doing this.
Not today.
But yeah, man, it's about giving it away, man. That's part of why we're doing this. It's just like, man, whatever things that we know that we can put out there and give away, that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's no point in holding on to it. Like there's so many things I have watched some guys with so much wisdom go to the grave with it. And I will hear stories from other people like, oh, he was such and such and such and such, and he just like, bro, why ain't sharing none of that? Why ain't telling nobody?
Don't know.
I guess people,
we just out here making it up, and you got the answers.
Right.
Like,
Didn't know she's saying about she raps.
Right. Don't know.
I guess people feel like, you know what? I gotta have a leg up on somebody. You know,
I guess.
I don't know. I never understood that mentality, but if I can help somebody with some knowledge, like, listen, you might not want to go that direction.
Yeah.
You can do what you want to, but if you go down there, I'm going to tell you what happened, because the same thing happened to me.
Right.
So that's where my
I don't know, though. I don't know, though.
Ask somebody to know.
I don't know.
I don't understand.
But, yeah, if you go down that way, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to die.
Yeah. Are you going to come very close to it?
Or you can close to it. You ain't going to be the same. You ain't going to like it either.
No. You will not. You won't like the work it's going to take you to get out of those places either.
It's so easy to fall into trouble, so hard to get out of.
Yeah.
It takes so much more time.
So much more time.
Yeah.
Like you waste years sometimes getting out of one bad decision.
Right.
And just like, man, I could have just stayed home that night.
Yeah.
And my life would be way better right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I could have just walked away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead, I had to. When keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah. goes way wrong.
Yeah, you kept it real. You went to
man.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't even play with my phone.
Oh my God.
These Dave Chappelle references.
We had to bring it back.
My dad was a deacon growing up, so we couldn't joke like this.
Yes.
It was fun, but he wasn't like fun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, is that the devil show?
Yeah, exactly. Right. He was like strict fun.
Right.
Who's bought from the devil?
Man, if it was a church event, it was fun. I'm like, bro, like, there's just personality other than deaconship. I'm like,
is there anything else?
Christian, but I don't want to be that kind of Christian where you just everything is just like, oh, that's the devil. That's the devil. Like,
man,
no.
It's giving Carrie.
Sometimes
Carrie's
it's
mom.
just people.
Yeah. It's very uptight.
Yeah, too uptight.
That's not how it's supposed to be, man.
Nah.
It is not. It's just we're just real people living real lives and trying to serve.
In living color. No way.
I'm about to fight you. I'm about to fight you. We're just trying to live, man.
Keenan.
Trying to serve God the best we can, man. And we make mistakes all the time.
We do.
Like people think, oh, you Christians think you're perfect. No, I know I'm not perfect, and I never will be. That's not what I'm in this for.
No. And neither will you, Cheryl.
No, Cheryl. Don't look at me.
Claire.
But that's why I'm a Christian, because I know I need Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Not to say, hey, I'm better than you, or you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. They think we're judgmental. Some people think we're very judgmental.
Yeah.
I read his words and stuff because I need Jesus. I need help. I need work. Not to tell you what you're doing wrong, but look in the mirror and tell myself what I'm doing wrong so I can better myself.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people don't get there. Like, oh, y'all just so judgmental. You think you're better than somebody. And I seen the pastor down there with that was his wife. And well, I mean, so what? I mean, not saying so what. Yeah. But that is wrong. Like,
that's his business.
Go home with your wife, pastor.
Yeah.
But
what you got going on though?
Right. But sweep your own porch is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to use his word to better myself.
That's out of your eye.
Right.
Yeah.
For
Because,
the kids.
For the kids.
Home Alone, thank you.
Do you funny, man?
Yeah, I mean, you think about, how the world sees us. And it's funny to me because, again, we talked about earlier, that snapshot. They take a snapshot of something that they saw from a Christian or in church or online or whatever that they didn't like. Mm-hmm. And they apply that to every single thing that's labeled Christian.
Right.
I'm like, but that's not who we are.
Right.
And that's not who God is. Like, read the book.
Right.
Like, don't come at me with all this and you not reading the book.
They don't know what they're talking about.
No.
They're on the outside looking in and like, well, you know what? Christians think they're better than somebody, so they just judge that. And but they you got to really get to know people more before you can make a judgment.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And know God more.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Just open the book for yourself.
Yeah, open the book.
Jesus.
That's the assignment, man.
Jesus will
the thing, I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, but the thing that sets Christianity apart is relationship.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yep.
Relationship in all things, above all things.
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
Right.
You gotta have it with him. And then, you read that verse earlier about giving that love and loving people. Like, I gotta have that relationship with him to know how to love. Because I don't know how to do it.
How to love these kids. No.
You have to know exactly.
Yeah.
You have to know, have a relationship with God so that you can ask him for things like that. Wisdom.
Yep.
And to order your I ask them to order my footsteps because I don't know which way to go sometimes. I make mistakes.
Yeah.
But in the areas I don't know, have knowledge in, please give me wisdom.
Yes.
And
especially raising these kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I need to.
Especially these kids.
These kids. No. You don't know what I'm talking about. These kids.
What that little girl say? She's like, if I was here, I would get a break from you and these kids.
Y'all gone.
That's so funny.
That little girl's funny.
Lord.
But
well, man, it has been awesome.
Man, time has flown by.
It has flown by, man. You definitely got to come back.
Next week, yo.
Yeah, it is almost next week. You got to come back, man.
Yeah,
we definitely got to have you back.
It's an honor to actually be on the show, man, because ain't nobody, man, that to be out here trying to make it, man.
Yeah, that's all we are.
I'm trying to eat my government cheese, man. Section 4 cheese.
Man, wow.
In the microwave on high.
Right, I'm just trying to buy a microwave to heat my, because you got to get the microwave for that. Because it takes about 8 minutes, man, on high.
Man, I was a ramen kid, though.
Ramen noodles?
Yeah, and then Vienna.
Yeah.
But I had too many one time, I admit, but I haven't had Vienna since 90.
No, that stuff is dangerous.
5, probably.
Too many of those, you almost died.
I had one can didn't seem like enough, right?
Yeah.
See, that's
so you have 4. And I'm like, oh, this is good. Put cholesterol over him. That's so sick, bro.
I
man, I'm not eat that or bologna. I can't. I haven't.
Can't do bologna. Man, just do bologna. Put the cheese, man.
I can't do bologna. I was forced to do bologna for years. That's why I can't do it.
Never again.
That's why I can't do it.
I am protesting bologna forever. That's fine. Well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you again for coming. Appreciate you, man.
Man, thank you for having me, man. Yeah, oh, man. We're matching, man. We got the same shirt on, man.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, no, we don't work together or nothing. Like, we don't work at Target.
That's my questions, no discounts. Thanks. We pay full price. Everybody else, you know?
Yes, we're getting the discount.
Mop up on aisle 7. I clocked out.
I'm done. I'm done.
Thank you for having me.
See y'all on the next episode.